All right. Somebody just the other day asked, "Where's Bex? We haven't seen Bex cat herder around lately." Well, this is Full Tiny House's video of the party, Aja's big 50th party this past weekend up there at the Panda compound. I think, isn't that Fred there? I think that's Fred. Fred was he was pretending to be Camo Dave. That's right. He had a he was dressed up as Camo Dave in the zombie apocalypse. Anyway, there is Bex. So Bex is alive and well, and we haven't seen much of her lately, and a number of folks were asking about Bex, and there is a sighting right there. So there she is, and she's looking good. So what is it? What has she got on her shirt? I don't know, man. That's the minimalist zombie apocalypse costume I think you could imagine, right? I can't recognize everybody in this video. If you know who they are, they look, they look a little familiar, huh? And that looks like that's Dana and that's Steve. Wow. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, a good time seems to be had by all there at the Panda property there, and yeah, all right. So 5-0. Congratulations to Panda. It's my Dachshundator. We finally found out his real age. It's a quarter century older than Panda. Aja. Yeah. So anyway, everybody, happy birthday! If you got a September birthday, hey, we do a shout out to y'all. Everybody, yeah, you rock. Hey, a lot of people have been asking also about Living Free Mike. I talked to a source the other day that knows Mike and says that Mike is doing well working on a farm there in Minnesota, and that it's not out of the question that he may come back and do YouTube once again. So I do miss him because we had a lot of content on his stuff. He was a very colorful character, very oddly compelling. So please, Mike, please come back to YouTube because we miss you, especially here at the critical channels. I don't know, man. You got a new video there from Unstoppable Morgan on Instagram. Apparently she is now out of a hot climate. So it looks like she has headed north from, to some degree, north or wherever, higher altitude, wherever, from Memphis there. So it is still pretty hot in Memphis. So she does show a very quick couple-second video of her traveling to a cooler climate where she is wearing a jacket or a sweater. So wherever you might, anybody want to guess where she went? Let us know in the comments below. Right, so I've been in a hot climate for 8 damn months now. Bye-bye, I'm ready for a sweater. Okay, so that's the latest. So she shows the landscape. It looks pretty flat wherever she is. So I don't know. Maybe she's out west somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where she went, but maybe it's, let me see. What's the temperature in Memphis? Yeah, Memphis did get some cool weather, right? Memphis, MEMPHISTN weather. Let's see what the weather is like in Memphis. The weather is 85 degrees with a low in the 70s or upper 60s, so it's not really sweater weather there. So, I don't know. Wherever Morgan is, if we can figure out more, we'll let you know. Hey, let's do some letters. Rick Martin says, The Sick Animal is Chapter 3 of the e-beggar strategy book for increasing cash flow when YouTube views are down and you have things you gotta get. You need some money, right? I don't know, man. Again, every animal you buy, you buy. You have an animal, it gets sick, you take it to the vet, it gets better. Eventually the animal will get old enough and really old, and yeah, it may pass away. But to have these adult human beings, I don't know. I'm just judging what I think I see, and some of these YouTubers are really, playing the heartstrings, and it does seem to work. I don't know, man. Culling the cat lady, I agree on the parking deck guy, expensive parking job. Yeah, so we did a video today. I didn't want to show it because this is one of those channels that buys other people's videos and then puts them up and they go viral, and they have these copyright claims, all stuff in if you want to copyright this, you have to pay us X amount of money. So I didn't want to run the video. But this guy's driving his pickup truck with a trailer behind it, and he comes down this ramp, and he can't get into the parking deck because the clearance is too low. So he tries backing up. He can't do that. It's nighttime. There's this traffic coming down. And so he tries backing up, and he backs up into something, and then he goes and just decides that what the hell, and goes into the parking garage, and it rips all the junk, including his AC units, off the top of his trailer. Now, again, what do you do in a case like that? You stop. You put your flashers on. You call up 911, and you tell the officer, I am here, and tell him where your location is, and I'm stuck, and I can't get out, and there's a lot of traffic here, and they will come and close the road off and help you out. And you wouldn't have wrecked your vehicle. You wouldn't have had to pay damages to the hotel for the damaged roof. Whatever. I mean, come on. Think about it. This Queen Bee says she agrees with me on the trucking thing, Dave. I guess the trailer thing. Hubby and I passed the exit on I-40 for Morganton, and I thought of you. Well, all right. You could have had a free Whopper. If you pulled off the road about a half a mile off the road there, the Morganton exit is a Burger King. I could have met you there, and I could have bought you a Whopper for free. Terry says, happy birthday, Mr. Doxinator. Yes, Mr. Doxinator is today, the 27th of September, is his birthday. So all of our best to him. TB says, I think Brian and Gabby, Brian wanted everyone to think he got eaten by an alligator. Maybe that's why his car was set there at the entrance to that particular swampy park. Then maybe they would stop looking for him thinking he got eaten. Yeah. Okay, his car's there. We can't find him in the park. He must have gotten eaten by an alligator. Search over. Good night. Goodbye. Yeah, right. Polly Petal says Blue Van Dan has a diesel heater right next to his bed, and that tank of diesel too. He worries me. He's videoing, his videos kind of are not the stablest of ever. He kind of he's making Polly motion sick. Again, we have seen a certain former-ish nomad sleeping with a car battery right near her bed in the back of her vehicle. Those things can outgas nasty gases. A diesel heater has an exhaust system. If the heater system is leaking, it's right next to your bed. You shouldn't put that kind of stuff in the passenger compartment of your trailer or your vehicle or whatever, because potentially bad things could happen, right? F&T says my trip to Phoenix should be cut very short because I don't want to get valley fever. Definitely something to take into consideration when planning your travels. Maybe plan only short stays in the Southwest and move to the East. Yeah, again, I'm not going for a long hike in the desert, and I don't think there are those big, what do they call, boobs or whatever? What do they call those? There's big dust storms there. I don't think they come through in November, so it should be okay. But I think the valley fever stuff comes to people that spend a lot of time in the desert breathing. I don't know, but I don't know. Rick G says the reason Brian Adventure Van Man, not the other Brian, this is Brian Adventure Van Man, spends a lot of time in Maine is because his father grew up there. He has an aunt and uncle there that live on a farm. Also, Brian spent a number of summers in Maine when he was a kid. That's very true, and it's a beautiful state, and it would be nice and be a wonderful place to be in the summertime because you would not have the super hot weather that you get in many locations. Leisure 057 says, well, you might know that there is a height limit in parking garages. I had a car that wouldn't turn on, and I had to practically call every tow company in town because they all told me that the tow vehicle would not fit. My sister had the same problem. She parked her car in a parking deck there in beautiful Fairfax, Virginia. Had to go to the doctor. She came out, her car wouldn't start, and the ceiling was so low in the parking deck. It's true that they couldn't get the tow truck in to tow her car out. They actually had to get a few guys come over and push the car out of the parking deck onto the ramp, and then they could tow it. But yeah, that is a concern. Those parking deck ceilings are sometimes pretty low. Brian Garrow says that was a very good suggestion, Dave. Stopping when things are falling apart is an option in many cases when things are spiraling out of control. Yeah, the truck, the guy driving the truck with the trailer on it was probably flustered and wasn't thinking calmly. Yeah, and there were 2 lanes going down to the parking garage, so everybody could just go around him. He'd put his flashers on and they'd have to pull over and go around him. But he wouldn't even block the entrance to the parking deck. And, it's a mistake you can make. You haven't driven around Vegas before. You're not familiar with all the roads. I think the police would be, more than happy to help you out of that. All right, that ought to do it for Letters and More for the 27th of September 2021. Thanks for watching. Blog Under.